What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan, and I'm BManX45, and we're coming at you with another video. We have a rules and errata update for the Digimon TCG. We're here to talk about what's going on with the new rules, dual cards, stuff like that. There has been some updated rules that we've seen come out recently. April 1st, they just dropped a rule set, but we've been so busy with other content that we haven't got a chance to address it. So right now, we're going to address that as well. And eventually, we're going to probably also do a a Q&A for 81. I kind of missed it coming out completely. They've updated the stuff, but it's very vague and hard to get to. They're doing so many updates to old cards that it kind of buries the new stuff in their new updates. But there is a Q&A for 81 that we're going to do real soon. But we're going to talk about the rule changes, 4.0 and official rule manual for 6.0 for April 1st for the Digimon TCG right now, especially with the new dual cards coming out with the starter decks in May. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, so the comprehensive rule manual now includes rules for the new dual cards. In addition, rules have been clarified, revised for piercing processes, token card preparation, etc. And they will all apply starting April 1st, so a couple weeks ago now. So yeah, new dual cards. The new dual cards have been added. A dual card is a single card that can be treated as either a Digimon card or an option card, and it can be used as a card in either category. However, these cards don't have play costs, and they cannot be played. Dual card rules. When a dual card is treated as a Digimon card, it is treated as a card with the information above the traits. So Digimon information. For example, the information above the traits, Digimon information, on a dual card can be referenced for an effect such as add an XX Digimon card to the hand. When a dual card is treated as an option card, it is treated as a card with the information below its traits, the option information. For example, information below the traits, option information, on a dual card can be referenced for an effect such as an add XX option card to the hand. All of the information on dual cards can be referenced for an effect such as an add XX card to the hand, or an effect such as add XX card with XX in its text to the hand. That references a card's text. When a dual card is stacked on top of a card on the field, it's treated as a Digimon. When a dual card is treated as a Digimon, it can be referenced as a Digimon with the information above the traits. In addition, a dual card being treated as a Digimon card can't be referenced as an option card. In order to use a dual card as an option card, the color requirements in its option information must be met. The colors in the dual card's Digimon information don't have to be met. For example, if the color in the option information is purple, the purple color requirement must be met. When a dual card is used as an option card, the main effect in its option information activates, and then the card is trashed after the effect is resolved, as with normal option card rules. At such times, Arts Digivolve can also be performed instead of trashing the card. Arts Digivolve rule on dual cards. Arts Digivolve is a special rule on dual cards. Normally, when an option card is used, its main effect will activate, then the card is trashed after activation. At such times, if the card has Arts Digivolve, you can also Digivolve your cards on the field into that card instead of trashing it. I just can't wait for like a dual card with a delay effect where the option stays on the board and then you use that delay ability and then you can use Arts Digivolve afterwards. I mean, I don't know if that would how it would work, but I'm just like guessing right now that some evil genius at Bandai is cooking and they're like, let's do this. This will be like so bad. So Art's Digivolve procedure: reveal the dual card and declare use of it as an option card. When the card is used, its main effect and the option information will activate. At such times, the color requirement of the option information have to be met. As with normal option card rules, the player chooses whether or not to process the Art's Digivolve after activating the main effect. In order to perform Digivolution using Art's Digivolve, the player places the card on top of one of their cards on the field. Once that card is placed for the Digivolution bonus draw is also performed. A rule check occurs. Any required processing of the rule check is performed for corresponding cards. For example, if a Digimon with 0 DP is present upon the rule check, that Digimon will be deleted at this timing. Once all processing is complete, any effects that triggered during the processing are considered to trigger simultaneously. For example, a when Digivolving effect on the Digimon that Digivolved using Art's Digivolve and a deleted Digimon's on deletion effect will trigger simultaneously, then the turn player can choose the order activation. Art's Digivolve rules. Art's Digivolve is only possible when a dual card is used as an option card. Isn't possible when an effect directly activates the main effect in the option information. So if you have a card that allows you to activate the option card in a Digimon that is a dual card, that doesn't count. It actually has to be played as an option card. I think if you have a card that allows you to play an option for free, that would still work. But if something's directly activating that main ability rather than playing the card, it wouldn't work. The main effect must be activated by using the card as an option card. Art's Digivolve is optional. The player that uses the card chooses whether or not to perform the Art's Digivolve. If the Art's Digivolve isn't performed, the card is trashed as with normal rules. So basically, if you move past, like if you do something like after you activate the option card, then you've lost your timing. Just like if you forget to use an ability, or forget to use like a start of main or start of turn ability before you use raising, or you kind of miss your chance to do it. If Art's Digivolve isn't performing, trashed. The Digivolution requirements must still be met when performing Art's Digivolve, as with normal rules. In addition, Digivolution bonus draw is still performed for the Art's Digivolve. So that's it. That's the dual card rules. We also have May battle effects and piercing rules. It seems that many players have been confused about the processing for piercing when a May battle effect activates during an attack. The processing that occurs remains unchanged, but we have attempted to clarify the rules for piercing and security checks in order to make the processing easier to understand. So, rule for clarification for security checks. A security check is defined as the timing when a check, flipping a security card to its front side, is performed. If an attack on an opponent's player with one or more security cards is successful, a transition to a security check occurs. Only one security check can be performed during a single attack. If a transition to a security check occurs, a check flipping a security card to its front side is performed according to the number of checks the attacking Digimon can perform. In addition, checks are performed one at a time, even if multiple checks are to be performed using Security Attack Plus. The processing after flipping the card to its front side for a check remains unchanged. So, simplified explanation of security checks: if a Digimon's attack is successful, or opponent's player with one or more security on an opponent's player with one or more security cards, a transition to a security check occurs. Only one security check transition occurs during one attack. Once a transition to a security check occurs, a check is performed. Check means to flip the opponent's security card to its front side as done previously according to the rules. Rule clarifications for piercing. Piercing is when an attack, this attacking Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle. It performs a security check immediately before the attack ends effect. And then when a Digimon with piercing attacks and deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle during the attack, piercing will trigger and activate. The activation timing is at this time, but the activation timing is at this time, but it uses pending processing. Therefore, the processing will be pending until immediately before the attack ends. A transition to a security check won't occur at the time of activation. In addition, during an attack by a Digimon with piercing, if an effect causes a battle in which that Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon, then an attack against a player with one or more security cards is successful. The attack still causes a security check to be performed, but the security check from piercing isn't performed. Okay, so in addition, during an attack by a Digimon with piercing, if an effect causes a battle in which that Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon, then an attack against a player. So this is also the case when piercing activates multiple times, such as when a card has multiple instances of piercing or when multiple battles occur during one attack. Okay, so basically you don't get the... So if you attack... Yeah, so it looks like if you attack NRA, this mostly I think to do with Vortexdramon's really weird ability, and they're just clarifying kind of like what's going on there, because he pierces, and so if you attack over a Digimon and then you use his ability to then attack again, so it's like, in addition, during an attack by a Digimon with piercing, if an effect causes a battle in which that Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon, then an attack against a player with one or more security cards is successful. This attack still causes a security check to be performed, but the security check from piercing isn't performed. So basically, you kind of override the piercing check, being able to do multiple attacks against the Digimon and then against the player. So yeah. Simplified explanation is when activating piercing, a transition to a security check occurs immediately before the attack ends. If an attack on an opponent's player is successful and then a security check is performed, piercing can't be used again to perform a security check. Only one security check transition will occur during a single attack. However, if the number of checks increases from security attack plus, that number of checks is performed. Even if piercing activates multiple times during one attack, only one security check is performed. Yeah. And then token card preparation here. In order to avoid confusion and problems during games, we have changed some of the rules regarding preparation of token cards. Players, before the rule change, players can use any cards as tokens. Players can use any cards as token cards. Can be as long as their orientation is shown. As long as they're the card information specified in the effect doesn't have to be written on the token card. After rule change, can only officially sold or distributed Digimon card game token cards or token cards printed using the official downloads from this site maybe uses token cards. So Bandai's basically saying artists who make your own sweet token cards, screw off. It's all about us. When using a token card, it must show the card information specified for the effect. We apologize for the inconvenience and hope for your understanding. So that is it. Basically, token cards only use Bandai stuff because they don't want to have to deal with artists anymore, apparently. I mean, at least they're making tokens for the new cards. Like when they're pretty much doing it they're giving you a download, or they're kind of making professionally made tokens within a few sets. I mean, like, look, we already got, the Atho Rene Pour tokens. We got the Petrification tokens. We've got tons of good tokens out of the game. So, I mean, at least with them doing that pretty quickly now after a new token is, and having like the downloads, I guess it's not as, it just sucks for people who like really like making their own arts of tokens and now can't take those to a tournament. But it's understandable, honestly. There must, sometimes I guess there's probably just confusion, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, this piercing thing is really hard to understand, but I basically, from what I get from it, is if you get multiple attacks in this kind of the same attack, again, referencing Vortexdramon, I think you basically attack security. You basically overwrite your piercing. You can potentially overwrite your piercing, so that's, or at least only get one piercing check. So I guess it'd be like if you get multiple attacks, you'll still only get one instance of piercing in the same attack. So it's really hard to understand. And really, they should basically, what they should do is they should show us a scenario. If they're gonna make this much text, they should kind of show a scenario like, hey, if this happens. I mean, like, it doesn't hurt to reference actual cards in the games and make a scenario, but the most important thing about this is the dual cards, how they work, and that was pretty straightforward and made sense. But let me know what you guys think about these new rules updates, and what do you think about the idea of a dual card with a delay effect? Do you think that's possible? Do you think that they're working on something evil in the back rooms at Bandai? Let me know about that down below. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.